Beth Long here for Fox Sports Next with Ari Wasserman. We are here at the Big Ten basketball tournament in Chicago. Ohio State just moved on to the semifinals, win over Nebraska. What went right for the Buckeyes tonight?
I think once Ohio State was able to overcome that slow start, they kind of took it to the next level, and I think that when you look at them athletically, they're just more athletic and deeper than Nebraska really is. So obviously they came out and they started slow, and anybody who watched the game on TV or anybody who was sitting where we were, they saw that Coach Mata got very animated. That purple color came back to his face, and I think he kind of got the attention of the team, because this team needs to understand that it's not as good as it's been in the last few years. They can't have lulls against teams no matter who they are, regardless of what the spread is or how good they're playing. At the end of the day, they've got to play their best basketball to win every single game. And kind of once they got that spark lit under them, thanks to their coach, they really took advantage. They used their just athletic discrepancy over Nebraska and really took it to them.
There were lots of questions in the locker room after asked about what exactly Coach said to them in that little huddle they had. What were some of the responses, and how much do you think that him lighting a fire under them really did help him in the end?
Yeah, we've seen this already. When Ohio State went to Nebraska a few weeks ago towards the end of the season, Coach got into Evan Ravenel pretty good, and that was on national TV. It made YouTube, and a lot of people were talking about it. His face turned purple. I mean, the bottom line is they came out and they were down 15-6, and you let a team like Nebraska get comfortable, their scores get to the hoop. They scored a lot of really easy buckets. They weren't switching well on defense. Deshaun Thomas, he fell for that pump fake, and he had to sit down for 4 minutes because he was playing terribly. So what basically the message was is get your stuff together, because this team isn't good enough to play bad basketball and not be ready to go and expect to just roll out and win, and especially in a form like this. That's happened all year, and the reason why Ohio State was able to get back into the Big Ten conference race at the end of the year is because they won 5 games in a row, and you saw other teams get upset. So as long as they're focused and kind of understand that they don't have the luxury of maybe teams past where they can kind of start off slow and ease into a game, they can't do that. And once they kind of understand that that's the way it is, I think they'll be in good shape. Certainly
an unpredictable conference, as you just said. The Big Ten is. What we do know, Ohio State will take on Michigan State tomorrow in the semifinals. What do the Buckeyes have to do to make sure they come out on top?
Well, anybody who's followed this league and both of those teams the last few years understands that this is when both of these teams usually are playing their best basketball. Michigan State and both Ohio State and Michigan State, have been to the Final Four multiple times in the last 8 or 9 years, and good basketball kind of manifests from playing well here. And it's going to be a huge game for both teams, and one of these teams is going to have to go home tomorrow. And if that happens, then you're going to have to bounce back and be ready for March Madness. But the one thing I will say about this tournament, regardless of what you think it means about Big Ten, it gets you ready to go. And Ohio State's playing an NCAA tournament game against Michigan State, and who knows who's going to win that game. But either way, both of these teams are going to be very good, and I expect runs from both of them come the end of March.
Make sure you stay on BSB and Fox Sports Next as we bring you all the latest from here in Chicago at the Big Ten tournament.